is just fantastic. Captain's Log, Subdates 211207.2. There is a very fine line between trolling, convictions, beliefs, and just breaking the law because you believe yourself above it. Arrogance is quite unbecoming, even to some know-it-all with wasted potential. On the 18th of October 2020, I made a video called The Tale of Amos YeeT. I've had to put that sound at the end because if you say his name fully, without the t, there's a chance YouTube will pull the video or just straight up demonetize you. At this time of year, you really don't want either. You want to be in that algorithm. In that video, I go through the tale of Amos YeeT, talking about where he began, where he went, what happened next, and where he is now. I'm going to give you a very short history, then I'm going to play a clip from that video, as it is pertinent to what's happened since. And this is, if anything, a nail in the coffin for Amos YeeT. In 2015, Amos YeeT was jailed in Singapore for wounding religious feelings by making remarks about Christians. About a year later, Amos YeeT was yet again jailed and fined on similar charges, this time for making jokes about Christians and Muslims. Those jokes were on YouTube on his channel. Many of us, certainly within the skeptic and anti-SJW communities, said he should be free to say and criticize anything he wants. So in 2017, with the backing of many creators and his growing on social media presence, he was granted asylum in the US by US Immigration Court. There was at the time opposition from the Department for Homeland Security, but he still got here. And this is where we get to the part where Amos YeeT then absolutely shat on every single creator that supported him, because he decided to take what many believed to be something trollsome and just run with this as if he believed it. Little did we know he was going to become one of them.
Let's strive for equality!
In 2017, Amos YeeT fled Singapore and was granted asylum in the United States after being detained at the O'Hare Airport by immigration officials. After that, Amos YeeT started living with a family. Amos YeeT started espousing certain ideas. These ideas are not good. These are bad ideas. I would show you, but sadly, most of the videos he originally made were gone because in May of 2018 his channel was terminated.
It's your boy, Amos. I'm totally not a pedo, but I'm going to dedicate my life to defending pedo. Yee got f***ing yeeted off of YouTube. Right. Now, I don't feel his voice should be silenced because, like I says, even though he has absolutely abhorrent fucking opinions that I don't want to have, like, I don't want his opinions to have any kind of say in, you know, our laws or anything like that, but he still has every right to say them.
No F in the comments for that. The comments circled around the age of consent and, well, essentially NAMBLA, or MAPS. The discussion about what people can do with children in a more extracurricular, let's go to prison for the rest of your lives and get absolutely annihilated by your cellmates hobby. Understandably, the anti-SJWs absolutely pounced on this because it felt like one of the biggest betrayals within the community that he was a part of. Many were starting to question whether or not he was trolling or not, so there were a number of debates. He also appeared on Count Dankula's channel a few times, and you can really understand that Amos is trying desperately to believe what he says, but it's so difficult to believe him because all the sources he cited have been debunked. His argumentation is of that of an intellectually stunted dead rabbit. He also had a very interesting debate with Destiny, and it was spicy. There was one other thing that happened before his little fall from grace. He featured on the renowned, uber-liberal Dave Rubin's Rubin Report to discuss Singapore, free speech, free expression. Now back to this nonsense. When this happened, when Amos YeeT decided, I'm going to be a massive tool, Metica also had a disagreement with Amos YeeT, and this one was interesting to me because this particular one was the one that made me very much aware then that Amos YeeT was trolling.
I do great, motherfucker. How do you do, piece of shit? So what did you want to talk about?
What, do you have, like, counter-arguments about my pet,
or are you just gonna, ad hominem?
Well, I like I said, I got 5 minutes for you, Armand White. What do you want to talk about?
What the hell? You have people want you to destroy me. I'm assuming you have counter arguments, unless you don't have any. Are you?
Well, I don't believe the whole shtick to begin with. I think you're just a huckster.
A few moments later.
Call all my, ad hominem. Say I'm trolling whenever you don't have an argument.
You are. I know, and it bothers you when you get called on it. I know that really is what pisses you off the most, when people see through your shit and then say it openly. Look at you smile. Look at that smile. It's adorable.
You know that man.
Look at that. Look at that smile. You know that. That I'm right. You know that I'm right. That's why you can't stop smiling. You're like, oh God, I gotta keep this up. Buddy, I gotta get angry.
I think you misconstrued a smile of this is the smile of me destroying Mr. Mediker. So, and it's more than 5 minutes, so I got your attention. Mission accomplished.
Oh no, you did. I popped on to have a little bit of fun.
And that is how I destroy Mr. Mediker.
That's right.
So wait. Then you'd be admitting.
Everybody, yeah.
Wait. Then you'd be admitting that I was right, and that you are a troll and an attention whore. You got my attention. Nicely played, Amos Yee.
And
Good job, buddy. Way to f that up at the ending.
And you would be admitting.
So close. You had it so
my
close,
God.
But you f it up at the ending. You got a little braggadocious about it, didn't you?
I'm just talking about.
Oh, you shot yourself in the foot on that one.
On December the 8th, 2018, Amos Yee lost his Twitter account as well. He had at the time faced many accusations he was running a number of forums. These forums at the time alleged to exist as a means to promote these relationships that should never, ever, ever be promoted. Not long after that, on December the 9th, he was banned from Facebook. He was being scorched earth. It's also interesting that the person that helped secure his asylum, Melissa Chen, who originally supported him 100%, was finally starting to see the light when it concerns what he was doing. And so when the Chicago Police Department were finally involved in something concerning Amos Yee, she threw her weight behind it. He lost his Discord server, where he was recruiting people who were interested in the topic and arranging and organizing with activists from all around the world. Between April and July of 2019, Amos Yee was exchanging messages with a young lady aged 14 in Texas. Amos Yee exchanged explicit pictures with that person. The pictures of Amos Yee with his wang out, with the message logs. We know he did it. Of course they could be doctored, but since, federal charges have been brought into this Cook County case, things are getting real now. In December of 2019, Amos Yee attempted on YouTube to defend this. His argument has always been that it is not immoral. I think he's ignoring the fact that it is still illegal. In those same message logs, Amos Yee also asked the young girl he was essentially grooming to remove her age from her WhatsApp and other posts so that no one could trace or track how old she was. On October 16th, Amos Yee appeared in court under charges of solicitation and possession of child porn. When the judge tried to speak along with prosecutors and defenders, Amos Yee kept attempting to talk. He had to be shut down by the assistant public defender, and he is currently being held on a $1 million bail. He has been banned from using the internet while he awaits trial, which begins in November. He is claiming, as is his defender, that he's just a troll. If you are found guilty, there are two potential futures. The first is you have your asylum revoked and you are sent back to Singapore, which would not be ideal for you because additional charges would be laid at your feet in Singapore. Singapore, of course, no offense to those who are from Singapore, with their prisons are renowned for their human rights in prison. The second is you stay in a US prison. Not ideal for you, is it? We know the hierarchy in a prison. You would be at the bottom. That alone should provide enough context to take us up to where we were when I was collecting sources for a follow-up. Amos YeeT was indicted by a grand jury following charges of child pornography. Under US law, when a person is indicted, they are given formal notice that it is believed that they committed the crime. The accused is then arraigned, during which they are then read the charges in the indictment and asked to enter a plea. Amos YeeT, during the initial hearing, only said thank you to the judge, so no plea was entered. Skip ahead to November 25th. Amos YeeT pled not guilty to all charges, and in a remote hearing, YeeT was represented by a public defender. Court dates were then arranged for follow-ups, and I do believe coronavirus was what kept this from being, let's say, pushed forward with as fast as it could have been. Because Amos YeeT was unable to secure the 100 grand needed in order to free him pending a trial, he remained in custody the entire time. YeeT's defender was adamant that Amos YeeT was nothing more than a troll, and that he used the internet to simply say fantastic things. That is a quote, by the way. There is a line between being a troll and taking it into the real world. The chat logs were very much publicly available, and of course they'd need to be corroborated and confirmed, verified, so that they could then be used in a court of law against him. But Amos YeeT crossed that line. With that line crossed, he was no longer someone promoting something as a joke, meaning myself and many others like Mr. Metica were wrong. He was after attention, yes, but he fed on negative attention, and his true motives were hidden until he had enough attention to be able to show everyone, shock them, and run with it. He then took what he claimed was just a joke, while claiming at the same time that he believed it and actually believed it enough to act on it, believing himself above the law to the point that when he got busted, he maintained his innocence, even when there were 18 charges at his feet. So where is Amos YeeT now? In prison. But I'm skipping ahead a little. Amos YeeT was sentenced to 6 years in jail by a United States court after he then changed his plea to guilty. His plea was entered on December the 3rd. 16 other charges were dismissed as part of this plea deal. What had happened was, YeeT befriended the 14-year-old girl in February 2019 when he was living in Cook County. He was 20 at the time. They met online, began an online courtship. YeeT then escalated this to require, request, demand lots of nudes, which he would then reciprocate. What happened next was seduce, solicit, lure, grooming over WhatsApp. When he spoke in court, he waived the right to a jury trial, which meant that this didn't have to go the long haul, because he knew damn well what would happen if he had not taken a plea deal. That sentence would have a 0 on it, or worse, he'd be sent home, which is still likely, as Judge Howard had warned him and informed him that he may well be deported and be denied entry to the United States in the future. If he goes back, he could go to prison there. And I've said it before, many times, US prisons by comparison, while secure, are a lot nicer. At least you'll get fed right by 2 separate institutes, one being the prison itself, the other being the cooked meat sandwich. See if anyone gets that joke. You, Amos YeeT, deserve to spend all that time in prison, but I don't know if your time in prison will be 6 years, 3 years, or 1. And I say that because you've been in prison for a while. Does that count as time served or not? Please do let me know in the comments, because I'm not too, fully aware of how your system operates. My view, hence the Judge Moist outfit, is 60 years, hard labor, titan, ta-ta. You do not deserve any pity, any sympathy for promoting something so poisonous, especially when it comes to people who are so vulnerable, i.e. children. You should know better. Anyway, as we're done, I'd love to know what you all think about this, so please do let me know in the comments down below. I hope you'll have a great day, I hope you don't Amos YeeT, and thank you all very much for listening.